the KNS podcast. I am your host, Eli. Today's just a sit-down conversation with the co-host of the Purple Moon podcast, Pili.
That's me. I'm Pili.
So, Pili, today I just want to talk, have a heart-to-heart, more of a personal, more personal so that the community will know you better. Because personally, with the Purple Moon podcast, you'll get your time to talk, but I feel like it's going to be more shadowed.
I am there to assist in absolutely anything that goes on. I am the devil's advocate too. He is truly the center of the stage. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That was the thing. So I wanted to get to know you more, let the fans know more of you personally. So first off, for reals, why are you willing to do this? Why are you willing to do the podcast?
I really enjoy the concept of manga. Of localized physical copies of novels and stuff, of telling a story through images and dialogue instead of just the imagination of the mind. The theater of the mind, as one might say. Which I'm not against that either. I'm also a pretty avid reader of normal books, but just it's so much. I can get so much more engrossed being able to see an image and just picture that and call back to it. Yeah, it's really nice, and the stories are always so beautiful in manga and stuff. So I want to advertise that out to people and give them a forum to help give them a forum where they can come and find localized manga and web comics, graphic novels, whatever we display out, advertise out there. Not advertise. I don't think advertise is the right word.
We are
Display.
projecting these different types of manga, different types of art forming graphic novels. That's what TUI, I think, is trying to project as a show. And that's something that I do support very much because growing up, I read manga, graphic novels, comics. So I do support it. It's gonna be interesting to see how he takes the show and where he wants to lead it to, because I'm gonna be honest, manga is a niche community. It is a community that's not big in the United States. I feel like it's getting bigger. It's getting more large. It's getting more publicized more in the United States, but I don't feel like it's at the peak that I think TUI's thinking it is. I think it's more still underground. Anime's more projected as a great advocate to, or like a great substitute to the manga world, because anime is easy to digest. They have it dubbed. You don't have to read the weird way that Japanese culture does, because when I first started reading, it took a minute. It took a long minute to figure out how to read. I'm like, how the hell am I reading this crap? But that's the thing. I find it very interesting how he's portraying it and how he's going to run the show. But I hope Webtoons personally does not control the whole thing.
I don't think it'll. I think it will have a good portion.
Yeah.
But I don't think that it'll trump any others. He's really good about being evenly spaced in his desires, and he's not gonna allow that. And if it is, I'm sure you and I could talk about it. If anybody does feel that way, later on, and you're hearing this episode, then just throw a comment down, just like, hey, I'm not really feeling all this webtoons. Could you bring up more manga? Hey, yo, could you look into manhwa?
Manhwa, look into some comic Western manga.
Yeah, we could even get into Western comics. Marvel and DC is also technically graphic novels, comics, whatever you call them. It tells a story with a physical sense that shows you the characters instead of with picturesque ways instead of just imagination of the mind. That's what the basis of the Purple Moon podcast is. We say manga a lot, but we're trying to encapsulate absolutely anything that can tell a story with a physical means to show the consumer that a character, instead of just having imagination of the mind. If it varies outside of that, instead of just words on a page, then that is what we are attempting to bring in and make to try to show other people that this niche is totally really awesome.
Yeah, I find the community to be really open to listening. So I'm hoping that like throughout the show that we can pick up members of the community that will be willing to be expressive and open up. Because I really do support the idea, and so I'm hoping for the best for you two. I really am, because I see a lot of potential in this. So another question for you, and you can rebound this question to me if you want or not. What other things are you looking into? Like, do you want to pursue anything else in this entertainment type industry, or do you want to just do your own thing?
Well, it is a daunting thought to, think about what more could I do? Because then, that doesn't really end. There's an endless possibilities to continue on. And of course, I want to do a lot of them, but what is the most realistic goal? I mean, I would absolutely adore to do some kind of like role playing game amidst this, a recording of, just me having some fun with my peoples around. It's truly my passion.
Yeah. So you enjoy the role playing aspect of most games and all that?
Yes. Yeah. I love the idea of being able to look at someone else's me attempting to look through someone else's eyes and thinking of their perspective and how would they think, and then comparing it to how I would think, and then acting on them instead of my thought. It continues. It creates this cyclone of betterment in myself, that I can see other people's perspective, and then suddenly there are situations where they're so similar to the ideas that I came up with amidst these role-playing games that I can use them in real life. So it's actually a really good thing in and outside of the game.
Okay. So you're in the idea of RP role playing. If no one knew the abbreviation, RP is like a main staple to like some type of like RPG type aspect of a game. Like you enjoy that more than sometimes the adventure. Would you say that? Would you say like you enjoy the role playing experience more than the adventure, or do you enjoy the adventure more than the RP?
I enjoy
or is it character development that you enjoy? Like you enjoy the progression of a character that goes through a long journey.
I enjoy they're both for different reasons. I enjoy the adventure much more than the role play, because role play is only a moment, but adventure is a story that I could tell later. Is the collection of role plays that will eventually come to a point where I can be like, yes, I did that. That is amazing. But role play is easily forgotten. Not everyone can remember every single word they said verbatim. It's just I mean, not to say that I don't enjoy role playing. That's a great part. It's one of my favorite parts. But to compare it to like the adventure, no. I'd much rather go out and, have an epic battle that we never role played, but we had the most epic battle, and it was just amazing.
Yeah.
That's what I like.
Yeah. For me, I think role playing it's a niche. Like I always will say the word niche, but I mean like it's something that you will enjoy if you get into it. Like for me, I do enjoy a good RP session. I do enjoy that. But it has to be, I think, the right moment. It's got to be in the mood. It can't be just like, okay, you're gonna come over. Cool. We're gonna do 4 hours of RP. Oh, sweet mother of lords, it's too much. Let me know in advance, like a week in advance, that we're gonna be just RPing for a couple hours. Okay, I'll get my my attitude changed for the week, and hopefully when I walk in, I'm not some angry ass.
I mean, in that line of thinking, like RP, if you're just vibing and you forget the time, and suddenly, you look around, it's, whoa, have we been, just sitting here acting, just having our characters talk to each other in game for, hours at a time? I have done that, and it is enjoyable, but I don't actively seek to do that.
Yeah,
because RP is unfortunately an unnecessary means of entertainment.
Yeah.
It is a game, and you need to eventually progress.
Yeah, RP is something that helps progress the story and for an overall goal, which I like the overall goals. So that's why I like, because I see you like D&D for sure, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you love the aspect of that. And I know from knowing you for many years,
Decades. Centuries.
Yeah, it feels like centuries, but
Millennia.
but in the with it, I think role playing with people that you know already is something that opens up in that aspect to like Dungeons and Dragons, because around new people it can be quite terrifying. I can be honest with that. That's one thing that sometimes kind of gets me like, ooh, I don't know how everyone's gonna click the vibe.
I've never understood. I understand that I'm weird and like my mind doesn't really work like most everybody's, but I never really understood the concept of like being like almost fearful or afraid of, attempting something new. Every time I attempt something new, I am exhilarated, and I'm like, yes, this is the moment. I'm going to figure out this is either going to be the best or the worst.
I think it's more of a fear of humiliation. I think it's more of around the people that you hang out with.
You don't want to embarrass yourself.
You don't want to embarrass yourself because it acts like basically high school again, where there's a chance of someone making fun of it.
Freaking high school.
Yeah, like that. It comes around to the fact that bullying is a never-ending cycle. And
what do you mean?
Like, you know how people make fun of people in a joking matter? Sometimes people don't take it as a joking matter. People take it as offensive and bullying. So we got to be careful with like when you're meeting new people. It's like that fear of, oh, I don't want to offend anyone, and because in this generation, people get offended by the word snowflake. So it's
snowflake. Like
there's a terminology out there for like people who get offended so easily. It's called snowflake.
People, I don't understand the correlation between these two.
So
things.
it's fragile and
like
can't handle.
They're fragile. And
yeah.
You've broken me. I'm melting. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, like the Wicked Witch of the West.
I met some people like that.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah. So you got to be careful in this generation, in this decade. It's been really prominent in the last decade, but you got to be careful with it. So that's why there's a certain like worriness, a certain little fear in my mind. And when I walk into a group, I'm like, okay, I don't know anyone except you two and him. So they're cool with whatever. I don't know how you guys are. I don't want to be like, when I start RPing, automatically the guy starts yelling at me because he says I sound like shit. And he gets offended by what I'm saying. And it's like, no, I'm just playing a game. But people get too hurt sometimes, and it just ruins the mood. That's why when going through that aspect of it, I try to like make sure it's like low key, like I'm doing minimal, but yeah, I'm still trying to enjoy it.
I see. I can see your point, and it is a good point.
Yeah. So with all this talk about the podcast and everything, would you? Because I know you have like you love D&D and everything. Would you ever consider hosting a show?
I would consider it. I'm not like looking to.
You're not seeking. Okay.
If the concept of something came up and a was something along the lines of a role playing podcast and there wasn't anyone else to do it, I'd be more than willing. But like I don't see myself like wanting, just like, oh yeah, this is a goal of mine to create a podcast. But I would absolutely love to be a part of one. And if, no one else is willing to be the, head of it, then I am more than charismatic and silly to do so.
Okay. Because I'm thinking of maybe putting something like that together, but I don't know yet. It's in the works. I'm thinking about it more.
You've caught my attention. I'm locking eyes with Eli. I'm looking him dead in the eye. I see he's serious. Don't you make kissy faces at me right now, okay? Don't distract me. I am zoning on you.
Zoning on
your serious face, my serious face. One day. One day we may make this happen.
Yeah, one day we will.
Comment if that's something that you'd be interested in hearing, If you're into that type of stuff, we want to hear it.
Yeah, we want to make sure like everyone will enjoy it. I know there's some people out there. I know when I say at the endings, please like, subscribe, and all that because we like the support. I understand. Like a lot of YouTubers, a lot of creators do that, but I really do enjoy the support from the people that I've actually talked to and people who've actually listened. It's actually helps a lot understand what people like, and I like to do the content that I want to do. But if it makes people enjoy the content that I do, then why not help? Why not like sometimes like, oh, we're doing a request today or something like that, because there are people out there who watch my stuff, comment, and it's like, yeah, okay, I'll follow the comment with that because I'm really into that. I'm really wanting to work with the community. I don't want to be against the community, because there's there's actually a question that someone asked me, I think last week before. Yeah, it was on the
time.
It was one of the previous podcasts. I asked a question. I think it was, what was your favorite game, or like what is your game series that you want us to talk about? And one guy commented, "What's our opinion on Smash Bros?" I never talked about it because I'm like, okay, I'll bring it up in some other podcast. So that's a question I'm going to lead to you, because I know you, Toohey, if Toohey was here, we would talk more about it, but that's the thing I want to talk to you about. What is your opinion on Smash?
It is so simple on like the surface. It is an amazing game, and it's super fun, family friendly. It's amazing. The controls are really good. The characters are diverse. It is so smooth. I'm talking specifically about Smash 4 for the Wii U, but like just it's really really good. But there's a hidden community. If you look into like tournaments and stuff, there are certain techniques that not everyone can do. It's a very learned skill. Like there are certain things that are called whiffs, and there are certain things called techs, where you can, instead of getting hit, you can quote unquote tech, and it's this ability where I don't know how to do it. I just know that it can happen, where you just you hit the stage, boom, you're not launched. You stop there for a second. Or you can like spot dodge. That's a thing you can do where like you just don't take you take the percentage damage, but you don't like get hit at all. You don't get thrown off the stage at all. And it's crazy how much control you can show, and how much skill you can show, but also you don't have to show. And so it's a really diverse game. I really like it. I really really like it. I hope they bring one out for Switch. Have they already announced one?
Yeah, yeah, they have.
They got to, right? Smash is such a huge.
Yeah, they already announced it's coming. I think in June.
Oh, of this year?
Yeah, I think so. Summer of this year.
I gotta keep up on that
So,
video game.
so like Splatoon 2 is going to be on there. They're adding a few more characters.
I'm so sick of this Splatoon stuff. Like Splatoon's good. All right, whatever. Nintendo, we get it. Splatoon's awesome. And it is.
It's their it's their multiplayer. It's their multiplayer shooter. That's the thing they're trying to like perceive as their shooter, because Nintendo has their RPGs, they have their shooters, they have their puzzle games, they have all their platformers, they have all their games, they have all their things that are laid out. But the fact is that
don't put it on Smash.
No.
Like, what's she gonna do? Be able to throw grenades and like shoot stuff? She's gonna be a copy of Link? That's what it seems like.
Yeah, but I think they're gonna give her some other special abilities. Like she's gonna be able to use like a paint roll or something. She's gonna be able to use the ink or something in some special way, like a slip. Like it's gonna make you slip, or it's like she's going to be able to throw a bomb on the ground where it's like, and like just go over the floor. And if you go over it, you slip, and like it damages you. And then she can hit you with hit you with like the paintbrush or something, or the paint roller. That's what I'm thinking they're going to do with both the characters, because there's a male and a female they're going to be doing.
Oh.
So they're going to be doing that. I don't know what else they're adding. I know they might add a story mode.
Oh.
That's what I heard. I'm not confirming anything.
There is no confirmation.
There's no confirmation at all. That's all rumor and speculation that I heard.
That is a desire of mine, yes.
Yeah, because Brawl had a really good story mode. I actually
was really good.
I liked it.
It was any kind of Smash combat is pretty dang good.
Yeah, but the fact is that you don't find the RPG aspect of that. You don't find like a story mode in Super Smash Bros.
It's true. It's so versus centered, and it's like I don't mind, being able to fight other people or, CPs or NPCs.
But
or PCs or NPCs, but like just
story mode would be nice.
story mode is really, really nice. To be able to see, this collection of like why are these people coming together? These, Smash Bros. And this is because there's females. Palutina for life. And just like why are they all together? Why I want to know why. And Brawl did a pretty good job of like, there's some trouble brewing, and these heroes need to come together, one at a time to fight it off. And then Smash Brothers for Wii U had like a little bit of, like not really story mode, but like stage mode. Kind of there were stages you could go on, and it gave you certain challenges. And it was a bit difficult and kind of fun, and it was long, much like a story mode, but it didn't portray a story. And so just like it didn't really explain why are these guys together. It did throw some together and weird concepts. There was one that I never got past with Star Fox and as a wolf guy. I think his name is Wolf.
Star Fox and Lucario.
No. The one of Star Fox's like teammates. It's a wolf dude.
Oh, that one. Yeah, that wasn't bad.
No. It's Falco. It's not the wolf dude.
Oh, Falco.
With Falco. And and you have to, and the whole premise of this stage is to keep these things from touching the floor. So you have to go up and attack things midair. And it's just, I'm not.
Yeah, it's not.
I don't have the skills to tech these things very well.
Yeah.
Tuhi does, though. He's got mad skills. Oh, screw Tuhi. He is unfair in that game. He just understands it on another level that I can't seem to reach.
But he watches hundreds of hours of Smash videos. You don't.
Even before that, he knew how to, like, spot dodge. He was teaching me how to do this. I can't remember what it's called, but it's like a thing where you jump, you begin running, then you jump, and you turn around midair, and then you shoot a projectile, and then you turn back around, and you continue running when you land. And it's all just like snap, just, in a matter of snap, you have done all three moves, and you're to the normal trained eye like mine, I got hit. I don't know why I got hit. I didn't see where it came
that's
from.
the thing. It's like for Tuhi, he's put a lot of time into that game. Like, when I used to come over and he'd be playing it nonstop.
Hundreds of hours.
Yeah, there's hundreds of hours on that Wii U for that game. There's probably hundreds of hours on the Brawl that he used to own. Probably there's probably hundreds of hours on the Melee that he used to play in the 64 version.
The truth. This is the truth.
So that's the thing. He has thousands of hours of Smash Brothers time. So it's not like he's not new to the series. He's like a solid veteran to the whole franchise. It's like saying that like Dark Souls, like for me, I have like almost 200 hours on 1, 250 on Dark Souls 1. I have like 100 hours on Dark Souls 2, and then I have like 140 hours on Dark Souls 3. See, that's the time I've put into it. I put in a lot of time to it. You've put a lot of time in 2. 2 is your game. Like for Dark Souls.
I think I've put like at least a good 90 hours into that game.
Yeah, you've put in time into it, and you know the lore probably, and you know more. And see, for me, I know some of the lore. I know a lot of the storylines. I know how to get through the games. So I've put in time and effort into it, and I know my build so that I don't get one-shotted. So that's the thing.
I still get one-shotted.
Oh no! Like now, like occasionally, I haven't played in a while, and I get one-shotted still. But
freaking rotten.
What the rotten tree?
No. In 2, there's a boss called the Rotten.
Oh, that one. That's easy.
Bunch of sluts. It's easy. It's not easy.
Yes, it is. You follow the right side.
For our listeners here, imagine if you were in a room with a toxic being that will spew poison at you in a barf-like way, or he will swing at you, and this dude's like, a collection of, just sludge that takes up a third of the, field, and another third of the field is lava. You cannot dodge into the lava; you will take damage. And so, to stay safe, the way I play,
you a Dex or a Strength build?
Sorcery.
Sorcery? Yeah, that's why you die.
No, it's not why you die. It's because it's hard.
That's why you die.
No, it's because Yeah, it's hard. It's difficult. All right, guys, I need you to support me in this. All right, Dark Souls 2 and the Dark Souls franchise is hard. Now, Eli looking at me in this eye like, nah, you just a wussy. You can't handle it. Get good, son. Get good. And it's like, yeah, I will get good. But I mean, it's still hard.
To be honest,
it's hard.
to be honest, Dark Souls 2 has some of the easiest bosses.
It does have some of the easiest bosses.
Dude,
that Dragon Slayer is nothing.
Dude, you can kick that Dragon Slayer off so flipping easily.
Tips for him: just keep
push
circling.
him off.
Just keep circling.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I always go in. I always make sure to like expand the area to where you can't push him off.
Oh no! I expand it, but I still like I bait him.
You bait him?
Like he comes towards me, he swings at me, and then I go after him, and I do a backstab, and I push him.
That is like that is the mainstay move for me in Dark Souls is wait until they've attacked and then just poke the booty.
Poke the booty.
You gotta poke the booty.
So I think the giant that rips his limb off.
Oh yes, the last giant.
Yeah,
the first boss.
that was pretty depressing if you didn't know what it was hard. It was like, okay, on a scale of 1 to 10, it was a 3. If you,
I would say that was a 3, a 1.
If you knew what he was doing, it's a 1. If you didn't know what you were doing, it was a 3.
If you locked onto his face, it was a 1. Or it was like a 3. Mildly difficult. If you locked onto his feet, it was a 1.
Yeah.
Like his attacks are so broad that if you can see any kind of inkling and you have the reaction time of a 4-year-old, which is like, what is that? Oh, snap, that's bad. And you dodge, you won't get hit. But,
But to be honest, the rotten for me on a scale of 1 to 10 was like a 4.
You're a real mother guy. You know that? You're real.
It took me 1 try.
What about what is his name? The Seeker? No, the Beholder. The second boss that comes in on a giant raven.
Second boss of that one, the one that's basically
on the edge of a cliffside, and there's like trebuchets you can shoot into them.
Oh yeah, that was super easy.
No, I still haven't beaten that dude 1v1. Every time I need to like all right, this is the last boss of the game. I just had Tuhi beat it because I couldn't do it.
1v1, I can do it. I give it a 3.
1v1, most everyone can do it.
Like so I hit the thing. So I hit him with the trebuchet, like the launcher once, and then
How do you set him up to be hit by the trebuchet? You parry?
Yeah.
I have in every single Dark Souls game, I do not parry. I cannot parry. I just don't have the timing down.
It takes time.
Yeah, it does.
It's the concept of like everyone online says just get good. That's all I could really say because I used to get my butt kicked all the time. But Dark Souls 3, parry gating or like parry trapping. Basically, it's like you're just you try to do a roll and then an attack, someone will parry you immediately. Dark Souls 3 has made parrying so simple. Like you can parry anything. And it's really like it's to the point where it's like, oh, this game is ruined by the PvP community because
I saw a video of a dude of like, yeah, this guy parries the world, and there were 3 different people with the Falcon, which has that weird two-handed swords, the stance where they like swing it like almost like they turn around and then whip it at him.
Yeah,
he was parrying 3 at the same time, just do 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 do. That is the parry. Each do is a parry. Parry.
Was that Dark Souls 3?
Yes.
Yeah. See, that's
crazy.
That's how broken it is. That's really how broken it is.
I like the parry timing they have in Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wilds. It's there's a slight delay. Is why I like it. Is because with the I'm not good at the like you need to be on the exact timing. Frame for frame. Boom. It needs to be this frame. I need a couple frames.
Dark Souls 1 is being remastered, and it's going to be 60 frames, and I'm going to be replaying that and beating every boss.
It's going to be on the Switch too.
I'm going to beat every boss again.
I don't want to fall into that trap, but I know I'm going to buy it. You know what I'm saying? You know.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
It's too tangible. Just like,
see, if I owned a Switch, I'd play it with you guys, but I don't own a Switch, so
you can play it on my Switch.
I'll see how it is.
Unless you play my Switch, you know what I'm saying, boy?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Oh yeah, no, but that's what I'm thinking. Like, for me, I don't see the Switch as a liable thing to buy. For me, I don't see it.
Really?
I don't see it as a thing I would really buy. Like I like the concept, but I have a PC, I have a PS4. I'm okay.
You got the games you need and the games that you want.
I like the
But with the game-
exclusivity for PlayStation, and I like the variety I can get for PC.
Oh my word!
If it's on Xbox, it's on PC. Come on.
If it's on anything, there's a like Dollars to Donuts. There's a really good chance it's going to be on.
The
PC
only
within
games that I cannot get on the PC right now is God of War, Kingdom Hearts, and what I'm hearing is Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah, but who wants to play Red Dead Redemption 2?
I kind of want to try it, but I don't want to pay it for $60.
Is that the one where you're his son?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I just saw the
I've
trailer.
heard that his son is really
I just saw the
bad.
trailer for it, and it leaves a lot of questions. So I'm hoping it's good. It comes out October 26th. So
I was unfortunate enough that I never really did get into it or even like heard about it until maybe last year.
I played
this year,
Red Dead Redemption, but I never beat it. So I don't know.
I have no desire for.
It's
like,
it's
Western-
just like a GTA 5 game with Western guns. It's like GTA 5 with Western guns. I don't really care for it. I like the multiplayer, but that was really it. That's all I got into for GTA 5 Online was the multiplayer.
GTA 5 Online. From what I've seen, everyone is a jerk.
Oh, it is.
As soon as you spawn in, just like, hey, look, I think that's a player there. Wow, where did they get a bazooka? I just started this game. What's going on?
No, so what happened to me once, this was actually the coolest thing I've ever had online. It was a dude online. He came up to us. No, so what happened was I kept randomly going. I was driving around and I was seeing $5 million get like $5 million just entering my account every 500,000 like every minute.
What?
And then all of a sudden, we all got spawned into one spot. Every person in the server, and he blew us all up. And we're like, what? So I got $21 million at the end of this whole thing. For in-game.
How?
The guy hacked the game and gave everyone in the game in the server 21 million. Says I had to blow up everyone in the server for an achievement. So here's $21 million for all of you.
Just like, sorry guys, but to get this achievement, I have to blow everyone up. So unfortunately, but I'll try to pay you back. That's kind of him.
Yeah, but that was 3 months before. No, that was 6 months before the ban on hackers for that game became a thing. Like if they
there wasn't a ban for hackers from the beginning.
No, so for the PC version, no. So what happened was when they released the ban, more than half their community just left.
There was that many hackers.
That was that many hackers. Come on,
Gross.
Fallout 4 lost like a third of their community due to the fact that you had to pay for your mods.
Wow.
You couldn't add mods that you just download off the internet. You had to buy them.
That makes sense.
A lot of people.
Everything's about money. Everything's about money.
Yeah, that's why.
So annoying.
So that's why I don't like to buy a lot of the new games. Like I've bought in God of War because there's no play to win. It's a story mode game. If you have a story mode game and it's pay to win, that's pretty flippin' stupid.
Wait, what game is pay to win? It's a story mode game.
I think they had the concept of Shadow of Mordor. Like there was some like pay to play system or something. I've never played the new one.
Pay to play, I could understand. Like, yeah,
but
you got to pay to get on the server or whatever. But like, pay to play, if it has a story mode, I don't think you should be paying. I mean, if you want to pay for like, I want this cool, dope weapon. Awesome, buy it. But you shouldn't need to.
No, like I think in any game you should be able to access all things for free, but you have to suffer through the grind. You
have to suffer through the grind. Now are we talking like Terraria grind, or are we talking like
EVE Online?
Yes, so
no, like EVE Online grind.
I don't know the reference.
So EVE, they do real time level progression.
I'm not sure what that means.
So they do skills, and like say you have a skill for like small hybrid turrets. So like there's certain types of guns in the game. You go from level 1, it will take 17 minutes to get this to level 1. Level 2 will take an hour and 25 minutes.
An hour and 25 minutes of
real time.
I mean, doing what? As long as you're on the game, you level up?
No, so basically a skill will take an hour and 25 minutes. on and offline. It will go, but but you have to pay to play the game.
So you pay for the subscription to the game.
Yeah,
you
I
get
pay.
into the game. You have your first skill, gunner.
Yeah, like gunnery. There's a gunnery. You can get level 1 through 5. 5 is the highest you can get. So level 1 will take 42 minutes or like 20 minutes of real time to get to level 1.
Doing what in the game?
Nothing. It'll just.
That's stupid.
No, so it's a skill that you've bought in and earned. Like you've paid money to get this skill.
And you have to wait 20 minutes in real time for the skill just to load up, and suddenly you have this skill.
Yeah,
You've
like
paid for this skill.
Yeah, like you've earned you bought the skill, so you can like inject it into your skill tree, so you can learn it. It takes 20 minutes of learning.
That sounds like the opposite of what you were saying in reference to EVE Online, of like you need to go through the grind of like, you know, putting in work in the game, and like if you deserve it. This is just like if you buy it, then
But I
you gotta
paid
wait for the download.
I paid 26 million for it. So you have to earn that money through going through missions and going through level progressions, and to get more.
Okay,
to get more.
I thought it was like
Oh,
you gotta pay
my
like
bad.
real money.
No, but then like you can pay real money to get this thing called Plex, and then get skill injectors in the game to like just get that skill from level 1 to level 5.
Wait, so once you have the in-game funds to buy the skill, let's say you get skill level 3, and then you have to wait for your skill. You buy the skill, and then you have to wait in real time
To let it level up, yes.
That still seems really silly. Like you buy the installation, you buy the software, and you have to wait for the installation. Like it's already in the game. I don't understand.
No, so like
why that would
you have
be.
to. It's like it's weird. You have to earn it. So for like, it's a patience game. You have to play the patience game with this.
I don't think I would be into that then. 'Cause it's like,
And then
I can be patient, but I don't like to be patient for unnecessary tasks.
Like no, like for these skills, you can fly certain ships, do certain things. You have to be able to like say gunnery level 5 will let you access these types of things that you can buy, and you have to get in
So
your
you have to get these skills for
certain things.
This is so complex.
Yes.
What do you enjoy about this EVE Online?
I like the cooperative value of it. I like the fact that with the teamwork, I have friends who play it, so it's more of like a community-based thing where I get to talk to the guys and see how they're doing and get to know them better. And it's a strategy game. You have to run with strategy because let's say you're like a battleship walking into a fight with like 15 frigates and like 7 cruisers. You literally have to be strategic about it. But then I have a friend who's a cruiser, and we just fly in there and we defeat all of them.
So is this like World of Warcraft's kind of
Yeah.
cooperative? You have to be cooperative to get to certain
No.
like, quote unquote raids.
No, you can Okay, so technically what the creators have said, as far as I know, is that you can do any level of mission on your own. You can do like they have.
Why would you do it with anyone else?
Because the higher the level, the more difficult it is, and the more challenging it will get, to the point where sometimes like a level 5 mission, they highly recommend a fleet. Like you have 6 to 8 players with you to do this mission.
Wait, so you as one person, it's a possibility to take out a dungeon or whatever it may be called with one person that is suggested to take 6 to 8 people. It doesn't seem plausible.
But level 4 missions require 4 to 5 people. I do it with one other person.
So they're not all the missions you can do alone.
No. Like
Okay.
so like a level 4 mission, you can do it alone. It'll take an hour and a half to do by yourself.
That doesn't seem too long.
It'll take an hour and a half to do yourself. With a group of 4 or 5, it'll take like 20 minutes. So the more missions you can get through, the more money you can make, hourly money rate, and that's what it is. I think it's more of like you're making money, you're making ships, you're trying to be the best pilot in the game, because there's a PvP aspect to the game. This world's massive, and the thing I like about it a lot is that this is one of the few, besides World of Warcraft, that is a full human marketing system. There's no AI controlling the markets.
Oh.
So with this marketing system, you deal with players. You don't deal with AI. You deal with players. If a region does not have the thing that you want, you have to go to a different region to find it.
Oh.
So I'm in one of the main trading hubs in my like. There's like 4 different like groupings. I'm a Galente, they call it. I'm right near the trading hub for Galentes, and literally there's some items that I have to go into like Caldari space or go all the way down to Amar space to find a cheaper price. If I want something cheaper, I have to go get it. It's not, you just can't go to that one station and go, I can get everything I want for the price I want. No, you actually have to put the effort in and fly. And if you want, to sell stuff, they'll tell you like, oh, this is down 17% in price. You can jack up the rate, but you have to wait for someone to buy it from you.
Okay.
So they'll tell you an estimated price on the item when you hover over the item in your inventory. So say like an item is like 500,000. 500,000 ISK. ISK is the currency. So with the current,
why?
I don't know why they call it ISK.
That's so silly.
I don't know why they call it ISK. Okay, this game's 15 years old, so give me a break.
Then you have Final Fantasy calls that what, like Gil or
Gil.
Whatever.
Yeah,
it's weird.
But so say the item is estimated at 500,000, and the market is only selling people wanting to buy it. There's a buyer's order, but the highest buyer is like 370,000. That's way low. So I'll set the price for myself. I'll set it at 500,000. I'll have to deal with a broker's fee and a tax because there is a 2% tax that you have to pay. I don't know why they do a tax. It's really stupid, in my opinion.
This is so complex.
When I got into the game, it was super complex. Like it takes.
I think it's still complex. I think you've just gotten used to it and you understand the concept.
Yeah, it takes a. It's like World of Warcraft. You have to understand it.
Like, that's why I haven't gotten it. I want to get into World of Warcraft, but like, it just is so.
Kyle's into World of Warcraft.
Yeah, but Kyle's a loser. No, Kyle's a lovely gentleman.
Dude,
I love Kyle.
Dude,
he's so nice.
Dude, Kyle is amazing. Okay.
I couldn't hold you the goof that Kyle was any kind of bad. He's so kind.
Dude, he is a great dude. I've known him for close to a decade now. I've known him as long as you.
So, my friend, what is your thought on like just how every single game now has to have some kind of competitive play where you pit each other against each other?
I don't like it.
I also don't like it. I wish there was just like those old school, like Ocarina of Time. I'm talking Majora's Mask. I'm talking like, Dungeon Fighter, Dungeon Crawlers, where there's an epic and you need to get to the end of this epic. You want to know what's at the end of this. There's a story mode. There's a, something to do instead of like, all right, okay, it's you versus that kid. Are you better than him? I don't want to know if I'm better than him. I want to know if I like this game.
No, and then it's like I don't like the 1 versus 100 arena battles or whatever. What are there?
All those warrior games that come like Orochi Warriors and Hyrule Warriors and all that stuff, like Fire Emblem Warriors. I liked Jade. I think it was called Jade Warriors. No.
Jade Empire.
Jade Empire. Was that the one? Oh, I don't think
that's for the Xbox.
Was that the one where it was like a bunch?
I don't remember.
Much like Hyrule Warriors, where you are a hero and there are just like minions, troops, and every time you swing once. It takes down half their health.
Right?
That kind of stuff. And so you're just like mowing through these armies of people. I don't enjoy that gameplay with the characters that I love.
See, that's why I like Dark Souls. Dark Souls is a game where you are literally pinned against your other enemies and you're not going against others. Yes, you'll have someone probably invade your world and be a total dick about it.
Jerks.
And teabag the living crap out of your face. But
PvP.
PvP in Dark Souls is a community where it's toxic. It's to the point where if you don't gesture, they will rightfully come up to you and just hack gang kill you. They'll like I went into this. I didn't realize I invaded someone just for like shits and giggles, and all of a sudden I was in a fighting ring. Basically, I was in a server where everyone was doing a fighting ring, and I'm like, okay, I forgot the gesture. Before we fought because I hit him first. So one of the dudes came up behind me, backstabbed me, and one-shot me.
Nice.
One-shot me. And I got a message on Steam because they found out what my name was for some reason. That kind of scared the little crap.
That's creepy.
Yeah, that's creepy as crap. They found out what my name was and said, next time you better gesture.
Creepypasta. That's one creepypasta.
I'm like, nope. Okay, I am done with. I'm done with Dark Souls 3 community crap right now.
But like, Dark Souls is the perfect thing to have it. Like, I could understand the PvP in that because Dark Souls is so hardcore and so battle centered that like having like you have to have skill to play that game. You cannot go through that game. You will not beat it if you do not have some modicum of skill or experience, or have or if you're stubborn enough to continue.
To be honest, Dark Souls 3 was made. I feel like made for to get casual players to start playing it.
You think the hardest game in the series is for the casuals?
That's not the hardest game in the series. Screw that.
What is the hardest game in the series?
Are we counting Bloodborne and all that?
We'll count Bloodborne.
Yeah, Bloodborne.
What? Bloodborne?
Bloodborne, no shields. There's a lot of people who use shields. It's like when I walked into Bloodborne, it took me the longest time to get through it. The longest time. And at the time I had Dark Souls 1, 2, and Demon Souls under my belt.
Screw Demon Souls though.
Demon Souls is a pain in the butt. Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you, that is a pain. But the fact is that I have those 3 games under my belt, and it still took me 70 hours to get through it. 70, 80 hours.
I mean, yeah,
that
is true.
Dark
Souls is not. I would still say like Bloodborne was easier because you had these tricks. Every single weapon you had a certain skill set that was very, very easy to manipulate and super easy to see. And everyone's moves was very basic. There was no like, you know those zombies with the half swords in Dark Souls 1 and 2 and 3 where they'll take a step and then just in the next frame, all of a sudden they're swinging. Yeah. And you're like, what the heck? Like, you can't just start a move like that. You don't really learn their move sets. Every single character in Bloodborne had a move set that was exactly tailored. I can run through that first part without hitting anyone and without getting hit because I've done it so many times because I also suck at Bloodborne.
See?
But I can. It does have a shield, the wooden plank.
But that's not a shield. That's not a shield. 50% reduction. Come on. I don't count. That's really just saying that they wanted to give you like an option. They gave you the smallest option possible in the game. Are you kidding me? Dark Souls 3, I found more 100% shields than any other Dark Souls I've ever found.
That is true.
Dark Souls 2, literally.
How many of them had 100% damage reduction?
Let's see. The wand shield. Let's see. I had
Grass Crest.
Yeah, Grass Crest.
Then Dragon Lake.
Mm-hmm. The Dragon Crest shield. There's so many shields in that game that I had 100% reduction to the point where I'm like, oh, I don't need to really think about it. But now I've played Dark Souls so much, I get rid of the shield. I don't use a shield.
You were just complaining that Bloodborne is worse because it doesn't have shields.
No, so Bloodborne is more aggressive.
Oh, no, I now see your point. It is, Dark Souls 3 would be better because there's the option for shields, therefore it's for wussies.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, but
I am on your side now.
But the fact is that Bloodborne is more aggressive. It is super more aggressive. Like
yes, there is. Yeah, I love that in Dark Souls 1 and 2, there were some moments where you could kind of like sneak up if you were slow enough. In Bloodborne, if you can see them, they're coming towards you.
Yeah,
well, even if they're walking, they're coming towards you.
And the concept of your blood vials have to be found through enemies is something that made it so that you actually had to be cautious of how much you use. Because if you didn't have enough, you were screwed.
But they were limitless. If you could beat enemies, you were getting blood vials.
Yeah, I understand that. That's one thing that I found very fascinating with the concept of it was that you could actually have to find the blood vials so that you can it's more of a challenge. More of a challenge to stay alive.
It is way more of a challenge to be able to, because you have to dodge, you have to be able to parry, you have to be able to, make a split decision moment make a split decision in that moment and understand that decision is going to cause something and you have to roll with that. I have always, amidst Bloodborne, have always been the type to run in, attack, and if I died, I'm going to try it again.
Yeah.
Until I win. I don't run away.
See, one thing I didn't like about Dark Souls 3 is the fact that you can go to any bonfire, and once you rest, your swords were healed. Like your armor and all your stuff, the durability went back uphill.
Was that durability in Bloodborne?
Yeah. No.
It wasn't. Yeah, but there was also 6 weapons. Well, no,
12.
I think 12. Yeah, 12, 13. Did 12 weapons?
Standard.
Yeah. I mean, excluding DLC.
But
I'm pretty sure DLC had that number double.
No, I think they had 4
22, 21.
I don't remember. I don't remember.
It was a lot more.
Yeah. But the fact is that Dark Souls had so many weapons. You rest at a bonfire every 10 minutes of gameplay. There was a freaking bonfire everywhere.
What is What, Dark Souls?
Dark Souls 3.
Are you kidding me? You had to grind through an entire. There was a bonfire at the entrance of every named area.
That's Dark Souls 1.
That's all the Dark Souls.
See, Dark Souls 3, literally, I went from, I think, the Cursed Woods. There was one in the middle. Then there was another one once you beat the Crystal Sage. And then if you got to the Farron Swamp, there was one down there. And then if you went to the freaking Farron Keeps, like their what is it?
Keep?
No, it's a wolf. It's the freaking
the clan leader.
Yeah, the statue.
The Swordgrass.
Yeah, the statue. Like there's a statue there to become one of the members of their.
That's a real wolf.
Yeah, but it's dead. I think.
No, it's not. It's not dead.
I don't know.
It gives you stuff.
Yeah, if you like become a servant to it.
True,
but there's a bonfire there, and then like there's so many bonfires throughout the game. It was just like it felt so easy to find a bonfire.
I think that's because you have skills. Now, speaking from a casual, because unfortunately, I am a casual player. It's not by choice. It's just what it is. Getting through all the enemies or running away fast enough, being able to dodge, block, getting to a bonfire was the hardest challenge for me. Like, if there's a boss, whatever. I can continue grinding that boss till I figure out a way to beat it. Getting to a bonfire, though, you have to search. You have to look. You have to find the nooks and crannies that lead to the small passages that will get you to a bonfire. I think I lit, like, maybe 5 bonfires before I got to Farron Keep.
Really?
I had the hardest time finding them.
There's like...
Though I searched.
There's like 12 or 15.
Some areas were just so difficult to get through that I had to give up and I had to go a different path.
See, like, with Dark Souls 1... If you look at it, there was one at the Undead Parish, and then you had to go all the way to the top of Sen's Fortress to get to a bonfire.
I never did do that.
And then your next bonfire was after you beat the Iron Golem and got to Erlondo, and then your next bonfire was inside the castle
but my
of
point still
Erlondo.
stands here. Like, every single time you say there's a bonfire at, and then you give a name. There's a bonfire at the beginning and end of every, or rather, at the beginning of every named area. Yeah.
But then in Dark Souls 3, there's like 3 or 4 in a same area.
What?
Yeah.
Did I not? I just said that is not true.
No, it is. There are 3 or 4 in some areas. Like if you go to the Crucifixion Woods, there's one at the beginning, there's one in the middle, and there's one at the Crystal Sage.
I see now where I was not communicating correctly. So like those are the named areas, but that's like calling Utah in comparison to Salt Lake. You know, there's a gas station at every town leading from here to Salt Lake, but Salt Lake is the larger one. And so when you get to Roy, when you get to like Ogden and stuff, the smaller cities that not everyone knows, they would be categorized as like smaller, still named areas.
Yeah,
that's what I mean. It's like every single time, because you can teleport to them.
Yeah,
each named area. But I see your point now.
But Dark Souls 3 has the most bonfires out of most games. Dark Souls 2 has a lot of just like you can just teleport everywhere.
True. Yes.
Dark Souls 2 and
from the first one.
Dark Souls 2 and 3 did that, and then they kept the hub system from 2, 3. So
I don't mind it, but just it felt like it was nothing happened there. Like, you could talk to the people and
nothing changed.
Nothing changed. Like, I want to be able to, like, have a hub that when I come back and there's new people there, stuff is going on, There's new wings being... Everyone was centralized in that lower part. No one really went upstairs, other than the thrones being filled, but that was with, like, souls or whatever. I wanted there to be something happening. And I understand it's like, everyone's dying and no one wants to do too much and everyone's trying to be safe and blah, 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 blah. But, like, just, why couldn't there have been, Andre?
Yeah. Andre, yeah, I think Dark Souls did a good thing.
They did a lot of good things.
Yeah, they did a lot of good things, but then they do a lot of bad things.
I can admit the hub was really pretty.
Yeah.
And the people that, if you can get them there, they were pretty nice, but they were all centralized and like almost symmetrically in certain areas. They were also really dangerous and hard to beat, harder to find.
Yeah. But I think we're gonna call it today.
Nice.
I mean, we've talked about a lot. I think I always go into Dark Souls for some reason in my podcast.
It's a staple in your relationships.
Yeah, it's a thing that I've grew up with and I personally love. I might do a Kingdom Hearts 1 soon, but I don't know yet.
Nice.
And then everyone will sit there and learn and hate me forever. But
If they can understand, if they can follow it.
Yeah.
I would love to hear them try to explain it back in the comment section. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That would be such a long comment, though.
Yeah, that'd be so long. But thank you everyone for listening to the KNS podcast. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. What if you've ever played the Dark Souls series? What was your favorite thing and what was your worst thing about it? Like the whole series.
Also, like, I am against PvP. I think they're trying to push it so hard. What's your opinion on that?
Yeah. Well, are you
Yeah,
just talking about the
let us
gaming
know.
community or just
Yeah,
like
just like the gaming community in a whole. Smash Bros. Cut off their story mode. Freaking ESO has PvP. Skyrim, I think, is gonna add PvP or something.
Call of
that
Duty
is
just
a
got
rumor.
rid of their story mode?
Call of Duty. What? Call of Duty got rid of their story mode?
Yeah, for this next game they got rid of the
That
story
was the
mode.
only thing I liked about it.
Yeah, but yeah, they got rid of the story mode so they can add the royal brawls like Fortnite and all that
Such garbage.
and PUBG. So
Fortnite is PvP.
Yeah.
It's just too much.
yeah, I think it's just too popular and it's hitting that popular train. But as always, thank you everyone for watching and listening. You guys have a great day and
We'll see you on the moon.